Download Panama and drop it in which file? Just 185 or new track?
In just a new session. So
Oh,
just
okay.
create a new. I'm just gonna leave mine open for now because I didn't have to set the mic up again. Just create a new session at like 44.1 and just drop it into Pro Tools then. Oh, just drag it to the desktop. Yeah. Click and drag it there. There you go. So now open Pro Tools and then
So open it.
open Pro Tools.
Oh,
Yeah. Do a blank Pro Tools session.
yeah. Open new.
New, do 24-bit. Well, no, it doesn't have to be 20. It's 16-bit.
Not 6. Not 6.
44.1
I don't like
for
this.
the CD, and you can do 16-bit or 20.
I didn't change it.
Are you guys able to log into Canvas?
Yeah, I'm opening it again.
Create a session.
I might just be taking like 2 more.
No, just drag it into the tracks list, or once you've created your session.
Yeah.
This should take like 2 seconds. And the reason I'm doing this is to teach you guys a little bit about limiting, how to boost the volume of your tracks. Create a new session. Yeah, just create a brand new session from scratch with whatever, really the parameters don't matter right now.
Nah,
Just put some title, we're gonna
Panama.
delete it.
You can put Panama.
Yeah, whatever you want, untitled. WAV file, 44.1, 24-bit or 16, it doesn't even
Can we do
matter.
48?
Do 24, what the heck? There's no need.
Can we do 48 kilohertz?
No,
All right.
no.
This is the wrong one.
And then stereo mix, right?
Yeah.
Interleaf location.
Stereo.
New session. I don't need control session.
All right,
No,
we've done this
no.
a few times now.
I'm having issues with it. I don't know what's happening here with this. The same open the Pro Tools.
Hit file and you click it. There you go.
I'm just gonna
Click there.
click.
Yeah, stereo mix. There, that's fine. Great.
It says save before closing.
No, that's it.
You click create and it's not showing nothing. Might just be loaded.
There you go. Command E. Command
That's
equals.
when I created, and then I open the
Command
file, what
equals.
you want to open.
Command equals.
Professor, is it possible for future semesters to have classic as default here? Classic. Oh, not classic, music.
Command equals.
Ta-da.
Professor.
And by the way, because when you open Pro Tools, it could just be blank, like you guys are seeing.
Right,
You got to show either the mix or the edit window. That's why it looks blank. Command equals will allow you to do that, or just go to the window and just choose mix or edit, one of the two. Then drag that track into the track system here. That sounds right. All right. Okay. Now let me solo that. I'll mute the other.
Your sound came out?
Wait a minute, mine's
Yeah.
not coming out.
Okay. And this one doesn't have sound?
This is familiar, right?
Is it in your earphones?
How many people have heard this before?
I did.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Classic.
Now, what I want to do is, this is a song that was recorded in the, in the 1980s, sometime in the 1980s. You can see that when you look at the waveform here, it's not, this is a complete mix, and you can kind of see that it's like, it's not using up all of the waveform like you might expect. You know, nowadays if you put in a song that was recorded and mastered, it would look like almost like this. It would be, you know, much more volume, okay? So let's talk about how you could make this mix much louder, but still not lose any of the quality of it, okay? And by the way, if you're doing any mixes of yourself or your music or whatever, again, this is a situation you might run into, is like you're working on something and then you bounce it out of Pro Tools or whatever, and then you compare it to like Adele or whatever, Jay-Z, whatever your music you want it to sound like, and then theirs is like so much louder than yours,
Gotta
right?
drag that out to make
So
it
part of the problem is
like
that they're
grab the
using
left side
some of
the
these
window
processes
and,
to boost the volume at the end of the mix,
Mm-hmm.
okay? All right, so let's, now that you have that in Pro Tools, you need to create a stereo master fader, a new track, stereo master fader.
Professor, do you think we can, for the next semester?
Stereo master fader. It's got to be stereo. Anytime you create a master fader, you want it to be stereo, so you don't lose the left and right balance of what you've already worked on. Okay? So stereo master fader, and then go ahead and create that. Now I already have one right here. Now on the master fader, let's go to the top insert column there. And we're going to search through the plugins, and this will be a multi-channel plugin. Okay, and then if you kind of look down in the list, what I want you to go to is the dynamic section. And then from here, choose Maxon. Right there. Okay. You guys got it? Got a Maxim on there?
Yep.
Alright. This is what it looks like. Now I've got a little bit of, you can hear there's a bit of feedback now, like you hear a bit of a delay on my voice. That's because this plugin uses a lot of cycles of CPU, and so it changes the latency. So this is something you would only do once your song is finished and completed. I'm gonna change my voice on low latency monitoring so you don't hear that. So okay, back here. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, first thing is to link the threshold and ceiling. So click on this link button right here. All right, so now they're linked. Now what this processor is going to be doing to your audio is it's basically going to be rounding off the transients as they get louder and louder, okay? So at a certain point, it will kind of just cut them off. If you do this subtly, people won't notice that. If you do it really hard, it's going to sound like distortion and just bad. But if you do it subtly, you can boost the volume of the track up quite a bit, but have it still sound clean. Okay? And so the way this works is basically anything above a certain threshold, that waveform gets kind of smoothed out or completely chopped off. Okay? All right. And the reason why I linked the two, threshold and ceiling, is because then we can compare at the same volume level. All right, so this is going to allow us to make a change here between with threshold and ceiling moving simultaneously, so the volume doesn't change when I bypass, when I turn it on and off, between what before and after. All right, so if I hit, what I'll then do is I'll start bringing down this. It still sounds good. I'm going to show you if I go too far. Stop that. With that. So I'm bypass, turn it on and off, and I'm comparing to make sure it sounds equally good. And you could hear as I turn this down, it sounds really bad, really distorted and crushed, right? All right, so I try to find this sweet spot where I'm pushing it as far as I can with it still sounding good. Okay, that's what I want you guys to do. And then lastly, and I'll give you guys a minute to try this out, I unlink the two. So once I get it to an area where I think it sounds good, between having it on and off, I go flip back and forth. Then I unlink by clicking that button. And then I can push the ceiling all the way up to like minus 0.3 or minus 0.5. So this will protect me from getting any distortion or overs in my master fader. It won't, basically what it's saying is I will not allow the level to go above minus 0.5 decibel. So it's gonna basically go to this point on the master fader, but it won't go any higher. Now when I play it, that's without it. Louder it is, right? With this on. All right? And so the idea again is to kind of clip off some of the transients, but in a real subtle way, so that the overall volume of the track, the average volume of the track, is boosted. And that's what that's one way you can get your mixes a bit louder, by using a peak limiter like this. Okay, so again, the steps are: you first make sure that they're at the same setting, then you link the two, because if they're at different settings, this won't work. So just turn them both to 0, link them, then bring them down, listen to where it still sounds good, find the spot where it sounds bad, and you don't want to get away from that spot where it still sounds good, and then you unlink and you put the ceiling here, and then you just.
How do we know when they sound good?
You have to listen to it.
Like good.
If you hear distortion, then it sounds really bad. Like, like here we go. I mean, it should be really obvious. Sounds flat, no dynamics, distortion. Cymbals are all distorted.
What is distortion? From guitar?
That's just what we call crushed. Like you've crushed all the life out of the the music. All the dynamic range gone, and you get that really nasty distortion sound. And so that's what you want to avoid.
And distortion is from guitars or just in general?
From the track, it's totally clipping. Yeah.
That works as a soft clipper. It's not.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
What could be the difference between that one and that? 'Cause the
okay,
Maximus-
so really, the peak limiter is gonna cut off the waveform.
Mhm.
It just won't allow it to go any farther,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It keeps hitting that.
Yeah, like a limiter. Yeah.
The soft clipper allows some rounded
Oh, okay.
distortion on
I
the
got
top
it
of it.
now.
Some people combine the two to get the track
Yeah.
louder. But guys, why don't you go ahead, try this out and see if you're able to.
And that's called a limiter?
This is a peak limiter, yeah, our limiter.
Peak limiter.
Right there.
Panama.
Download it. Go to-
I'll give you guys a couple minutes to test it out.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Oh, man, come on, you stay here. Let me get your earphones.
Oh.
Headphones.
Go to set up, I think. First check outside. Yep. Go to the search thing. Go to, yeah. And press out. Type that, yeah. Check right there. Sound.
Completely finished with your mix. You can use this to boost the volume up just that little bit extra more.
Yeah, for the master. Yeah, you make a master track.
Professor,
Mhm.
I have, when I point, I have little hints here.
Mhm.
Uh, How do I turn them on and off?
I don't know. Hover, I think you just hover over them.
Huh?
Hover.
Is it a stereo or?
Yeah.
Master track?
I mean,
Hover your
like-
cursor.
Stereo, master.
Yeah, I mean, to turn off the feature completely, so when I hover, nothing comes up, or vice versa.
You can.
Can't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so there's your way to boost your volume a bit more on your mix, okay? Now, let's talk about, since we have this track here, let's talk about, this is a stereo file, and let's split this file into two separate files. So to do that, just choose this file header, the track header, and then right click on that. And then you'll see down here it says split into mono.
Okay.
Okay? So let's do this. This comes in handy from time to time if you're working on music and you sometimes
Left and right.
you need to split it into mono files, individual files. Yeah, you just right click on it, choose the split into mono, and then you'll see right below that it blows the file. It keeps the original file, which I'm going to mute right now, and then it blows out the left side and then the right side separately. Okay? Now you can listen to the left or right side of the mix by itself if you want, and you could solo each. Now I'm gonna, you can kind of hear on the speakers a little bit here. Let me solo the left side. But let me put it in the middle just so you can hear it better, like in the middle. So you can really hear what's happening there. I'm going to turn off the maximum for now. one side, and here's the other side. Interesting, right? So what's happening there?
You split the signals, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But wait, let me play the two again. Here's the first one. And here's the other side.
yeah.
This one is just softer.
Some instruments are on the left side, on this side, let's say the right side, they can pop out more than than when you pan into the left side. Let's say the guitar in the right side, the first time that you play it, it was like right on the right side. But when you play it on the left side, you can hear like the drums in this side, not too much. It's like a fade out thing, like you're fading a little bit. Sounds in the background, the guitar, when you play it. Like
Yeah. So on one of the tracks, it sounds in, like you said, in the background.
yeah,
more?
like in the background sounds more, and the other one sounds more in front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds more like, the second one sounds like the bypass was on, and the other one, the bypass was off and it sounded really good.
Now, in Van Halen, tell me what's the instrumentation of the band?
Hmm?
Instrumentation, like what instruments are there? Huh?
Guitar?
Guitar,
Drums,
drums,
The drums, yeah.
bass,
bass,
Yeah.
and vocals.
and a vocals, right?
Yeah.
But there's how many guitarists?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Only one, Eddie Van Halen, right?
The one and one.
Only one. So, when you're hearing this, what exactly are you hearing? Let me switch between the two. This might make it more obvious. I'll do it more quickly. All right.
Yeah, the bass on this one, the last one sounds like the bass is more like in front of the mix. Like you can listen to it more. The bass, like it's more like bass detail, and the other one has the guitar more details. Like
Well, usually, typically when you're mixing, you want the bass to be like in the
in the
center.
middle, yeah.
So the bass should be pretty much equal on the left side and the right side. Like that's,
Yeah.
basically if everything is in the center, then that means that the left and right are exactly the same,
Okay.
identical. All right, but here
They pan.
you're noticing what's the big change between the two.
The left has more guitar and like the right had more drums.
Okay, it definitely, the right had more tom. If you hear the tom part,
Mhm.
like that's much louder on the
Yeah.
right. That part. And the left has more guitar.
Guitar.
But the right has guitar as well. But what is it about the guitar on the right?
Keeping one note.
It has reverb.
Yeah.
So the left side is completely dry. That's also
good.
partly why it sounds louder. And then the right side is where the reverb for the guitar is. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
So basically, what's happening in the mix is that the guitar is split. The reverb, remember the reverb sends? Remember? The reverb send is on the right, it's sent to the right side, whereas the dry signal is staying a little bit more on the left, more in the middle left, kind of like this angle. So because it's only one guitarist, they want to make this guitar sound really big. So by pushing the reverb for the guitar on one side more, and then the direct guitar on the other side a bit more, it gives it a bigger spread. It makes it seem like it's a bigger, bigger than just,
Wet's on one side and dry's on the other side?
yeah, that's exactly right. The wet signal or the reverb is on one side, and then the dry is on the other side. So then when you put the two together, then you get the, oh, I have to take it off. By the way, what I did here, normally when you solo something, you can keep adding solos to it, but I changed the solo mode just so I could flip between the two. That's under options, solo mode. And normally you should be on latch when you're using it, but sometimes you want to be able to make quick switch without having to change the solo. That's what the XOR is. So anytime you press a solo, it cancels the other solo, and it only solos the one track. So now if I solo the two together, so it makes that guitar bigger and wider than it actually is, just with one person. And by the way, again, the way you do that is on that send here. If you have a send that's stereo, let me create one here, just so you can see it less. There we go. Like that. What you would do is you send your reverb to one side and you turn it up, and then you take the actual channel itself and you pan it maybe a little bit more to this side. That's how you get that sound. Okay? So reverb separate from the actual dry signal.
Why?
That would give you that.
Okay.
So putting tracks in mono, we'll put reverb just on one of them. It doesn't matter which one, left or right.
Now this was done in the mix. I'm just kind of like deconstructing what they did.
Oh, okay.
You know, so this was
Pan
already
it to the
done.
left.
You know, if you want to make something bigger, you typically pan the send onto another side, and then the dry signal more to the other
To the
side.
other side.
Other ways to make a bigger signal is to double the part, pan them both out far left and right, or triple or quadruple, multiple takes of the
Yeah.
part, and then pan those far out, and then that gives a lot of space. That gives space for the vocalist to be in the center,
In the
and
center,
then the
the
bass
bass,
in the
yeah.
center too.
We put the bass in the center together with
Yeah,
vocals.
Yeah,
always,
like a mom.
always put the bass in the center.
Professor,
And
why?
there was a time where people were experimenting with it, but it just doesn't work. The bass takes so much energy
Mm-hmm.
that as soon as that goes off center, then
Mhm.
the whole weight of the mix goes off
Disbalance.
center. It just doesn't work.
It's
People
just-
tried it.
It's just how it is, right?
This is how it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, unless the bass was just really quiet, then you could do something like that. But
Or if
usually-
it is a synth, like a synth thing, like
Sometimes you will occasionally have a synth bass
Yeah.
in stereo in the bass.
Yeah.
Does it have as much impact? Usually not. So then the kick drum becomes the main impact point,
Yeah.
and then that bass part becomes more of like just another instrument that's supporting things.
Yeah.
But that does happen from time to time. Like who's Pharrell, his band was the
Yeah.
Neptunes or whatever.
Neptunes, yeah.
So occasionally I would hear that they would try to do something like that, but they would put the synth. It wasn't in the low bass when they were doing some of that stuff.
No, because you gotta feel it, like where that has to be synthesized.
Yep. Okay, so there you go. That's why you'll get this pan knob on stereo sends. If this was a mono send, like this is a monosend here, you don't have the option to pan it left or right. But on the stereo sends, you do have that option to pan it left or right.
So, when we want to do what they did in the mix, to put reverb on one side, we use it on the stereo track?
Stereo send. And we're gonna talk about this a bit more when we get to the mixing part of this section. We're gonna go into that a bit more too, quite a bit more actually. All right, so a couple things there. I wanted to talk about just your tempo a little bit more, because there's some ways to adjust tempo that we didn't talk about. And then, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna create a new track from scratch because this just has a lot of stuff. So, not a new track, I mean a new session, I should say. And this is just for us to play around with the metronome for some of the settings there. Because we're gonna be working with MIDI a little bit more next week, and just wanna give you guys some, if you wanna work on tempo changes and stuff. So I'll create another one that I'm gonna erase. And let's do stereo mix. And so this is just something we're gonna erase.
Create a new track.
All right, and then once you've got your new session open, we're gonna create a click track. We need to create a click track, and again, there's no shortcut for creating a click track. Seems like it's under track down here, create click track.
No. I think we have to do that.
Should sound like this.
Oh, you're creating a new track.
So yeah, we're creating a new.
Oh,
Okay.
It already came with a click track, but I know you just go here
Hmm?
and here.
just create a new one, a new
Well,
section.
you've got two click tracks now.
No, I'm gonna delete this one.
I didn't see the other one.
But you gotta like cancel that.
It's okay now too.
Do you think for next semester we can have black, a black dark theme everywhere?
Not for me. For you
No,
guys.
not for you, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like by default, because right now it opens like this and we have to change it in settings.
I think it's.
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
But let's
Depends
see.
on the last
Keep it like
person that was sitting there.
No, but it erases, every day it erases, the default is classic.
Because theirs opens like this. The other computers open like this.
Dark,
Mhm.
so that's a
I
default?
think someone during the day was using that computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it always comes out like that, on this one.
Interesting. Got your click tracks? All right, so now remember, you can change the sound of the click track. How do you do that?
Oh, I remember.
If this sound kind of annoys you,
Is it the metronome?
The metro,
transporter?
yeah.
how do you do it?
The metro, you gotta go through, double click on the metro thing.
Yeah, metronome, double click.
This thing?
That's
Yeah.
Double
change
click.
the note of it. Oh, but.
This, we are gonna talk about this menu actually. So there is a menu, if you double click on the actual metronome icon right here. And I believe you can also double click in where it says tempo, which should come, no? No, I guess not. You have to double click on the metronome, I guess. You can also get this menu under, Which menu do you think it's under?
Options?
Options, setup?
Which menu?
window?
The click track?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this menu right here. Click and count off options. Which menu do you think that this is gonna be under? And this is like an Avid question.
Like an edit?
Don't look. Try not to look. Make your pretend this is an Avid test question right here.
Yeah.
Which menu do you think this would be under? This is totally an Avid question.
I don't know.
I think
Let's
it's edit.
let's make a vote.
Okay.
How many people think this is going to be under the options menu? How many people think this is going to be under the window menu? How many people think it's going to be under the setup menu?
Setup.
How many people are too afraid to
Raise their
answer? Raise their hand.
I already
Okay.
found it.
Use your logic to try to figure this one out. I talked about this briefly in class. Can anyone give me an explanation of
I found it.
what? Well, it's easy to find it,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
But
Why?
you won't remember that.
Yeah, it's in setup because we are setting it up. That's the window for setting up something.
No.
No?
I know it.
Why would it be under? Not why wouldn't it be under options menu? I mean, it says options. Malaya.
Because since it's about the track, on the metronome, so it's on the track, right?
Oh, you think it's under the track menu?
Yeah, because it has to deal with the track
Okay.
sound.
I mean, I get the logic there. Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay.
I mean, that's a logical guess. Anyone want to make a guess? That way you'll remember this. If you get a test question.
I'll listen.
So it's not under setup because we're setting it up?
No. Okay, so under options, everything that you choose under options is something you either turn on or off. On or off, or a change of one thing. So I turn temperature transients on or off. I turn loop playback on or off. I turn all of these things, loop record on or off, right? There's no more detail than that. It's a very simple thing, on or off, basically. But the setup menu is different. Everything in the setup menu has multiple parameters to adjust and change. Okay? And so if you have any menu that has multiple parameters or multiple things on it, like the I/O, gosh, just look at all the windows and all the tabs and everything. Those are going to be under the setup menu.